Hey everyone. From the ancient fables that were whispered around a fire to the shows we binge watch on our couches today, stories are so much more than just entertainment. They're kind of like the blueprints for our lives, the software that runs on our own internal hardware. And today, we're going to unpack exactly how they work. So let's just dive right in with a big question. Why? Why do we lean in a little closer when someone starts a sentence with once upon a time? It turns out this deep connection we have to stories, it isn't just some random habit. It's a fundamental, really powerful part of what makes us human. And get this, it's not just a feeling, it's actual science. Research shows that when we really get into a story, our brains literally fire up. The parts that deal with empathy and critical thinking, they light up. So stories aren't just enjoyable, they're actively making us better, more understanding people. And this is what makes these narratives such powerful tools. They help us decode the world around us, and maybe even more importantly, the world inside of us. So let's explore how these tools work by unpacking some of the universal themes hidden inside the stories that have stuck around for generations. Okay, let's start with one of the most powerful themes out there, the idea of these invisible, self-imposed limits that hold us back from our true potential. These are the ropes we tie around ourselves without even realizing we're doing it. What's so fascinating is how this one single mental trap pops up in so many different stories. You've got the elephant held by a tiny rope, fleas who won't jump out of an open jar, even a shark that stops trying to get food after a glass divider is taken away. In every single case, the barrier isn't actually real anymore. It's just a memory. Let's really focus on that elephant example, because it's the one most of us have probably heard. You see these magnificent, incredibly powerful animals, and they're being held in place by a little rope they could snap in a second. So what's really holding them there? Well, here's the thing. It's because the elephants were tied with that same rope when they were just babies, small and weak. They tried to break free back then, over and over, and they couldn't. So they grew up with this core belief that the rope was stronger than they were, and they never challenged that belief again. The true prison isn't the rope. It's the story they keep telling themselves about the rope. So if that first story is about overcoming those invisible internal barriers, this next one is all about how we face the very real external ones. It's built on this idea that the biggest challenges in our path might not actually be roadblocks at all. They're opportunities in disguise. So the story goes like this. A king puts a huge boulder right in the middle of the main road. The wealthiest merchants and the most powerful people come along, they see it, they complain about the king, about the inconvenience, and then they just walk around it. All they see is a problem. But then a peasant comes by. He could easily do the same thing, just walk around it, but instead he puts down his stuff and he chooses to deal with the obstacle head on. It takes a ton of effort, a real struggle, but he keeps at it until he finally moves it. And what does he find underneath? A purse full of gold and a note from the king. The reward, you see, was hidden inside the obstacle the whole time, just waiting for the one person willing to actually face it. I mean, these two reactions just say it all, don't they? Our response to life's boulders is what defines the outcome. Do we complain and walk away empty-handed, or do we roll up our sleeves and find the hidden gold? And this really brings the focus back inside us, because how we choose to respond to a boulder, or any challenge really, it all comes down to one thing: perspective, and its incredible power to literally shape our reality. I love this metaphor. You take 3 different things, a potato, an egg, and some coffee beans, and you put them all in the same pot of boiling water. The exact same adversity. The potato goes in hard, but it comes out soft and weak. The egg goes in fragile, but it comes out hardened. But the coffee beans, they do something totally different. They actually transform the water itself into something new, something better. And that's the question the story is really asking us, right? When you face the boiling water of life, and we all do, does it soften you? Does it harden you? Or do you have the power to change the environment around you? But perspective isn't just about how we react to adversity. It's also about where we even choose to look for answers in the first place. There's this great little story about it. A policeman finds a man on his hands and knees under a streetlight. He asks him what he's doing, and the man says he's looking for his lost keys. So the policeman helps him look for a while and then finally asks, "Are you sure this is where you lost them?" The man says, "Oh no, I lost them way over there in the park." The cop is confused and asks, "Then why on earth are you looking here?" And the man replies, "Because this is where the light is."
It's funny, but it makes such a powerful point. We so often search for solutions where it's easy and comfortable, not where the answers actually are.
So when you put all of this together, you start to see a pattern. The elephant, the peasant, the coffee bean, they all show us that if stories shape our reality, then we actually have the power to choose our stories. We can become the narrators of our own lives. Think about it. All the best stories, they share these common ingredients. They're about overcoming something tough, about growth, about empathy. We can take this exact framework and apply it to our own lives and start reframing our personal struggles not as tragedies, but as the hero's journey we're on. And that brings us to our final and maybe the most important story of all. It's a Cherokee fable that just perfectly captures this idea of internal choice. The story says that there is a great battle of two wolves going on inside every single one of us. One wolf is darkness and despair. It's anger, greed, self-pity, ego. The other wolf is light and hope. It's peace, love, kindness, and humility. And this is the constant internal battle that this fable describes so beautifully. In the story, a young boy, after hearing about this epic battle raging inside of him, asks his grandfather a very simple question. He just needs to know, which one wins? And the wise old chief gives this simple, absolutely profound answer. It's not about which wolf is naturally stronger. It's about which one you choose to nourish, the one you give your energy and focus to. And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Every day, every moment, we are making a choice. We are feeding one wolf or the other with our thoughts, our words, and our actions. The story of your life is being written right now, in this very moment. So, which wolf will you feed?